Aloha, it's Dave Lawrence, and I am hanging out with Inner Circle. We are live at Aloha Stadium. I got the great Ian Lewis on one side, I have Roger on the other. Aloha, my brother. Thank you for taking a moment for me.
Yeah, man. One love and, peace to the world,
Yeah, it's good to have you here right after the heavy-duty show that you just laid down for us. It was really something else. Brother Roger, good to see you, man.
Yes, General. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you for taking a moment for me.
Oh, everything is good,
Everything is really good. So,
very nice to be in Hawaii.
And I was hoping you would maybe take me back and do some memories with me, especially since I got both of the brothers here. And just
the funniest thing is that I remembered yesterday. That yesterday was 23rd of March. And Jacob, kind of went away from us on the 23rd of March, 1980. So I don't know how much years that is, 32 years ago? It's a long time.
It's really heavy that we have you here right around that anniversary. Has that been going through your mind the whole trip?
Well, I wouldn't say the whole trip, but I've been thinking,
How about you, bro? Has that been something on your mind as well, the anniversary of the passing of Jacob?
Well, I never really heard the question fully. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, your brother was saying, he was talking about how the date and how we have the anniversary of the passing of Jacob just came by the other day, and he was saying it was on his mind a lot. I was just seeing if you were reflecting too.
Yeah, man. I know Jakes was like the brother, Jakes was like my brother in the family, because we used to cook, eat, play domino, write songs together, you never forget those moments, Sometimes when you're creating history, you don't think about it. It's long after you look back and say, damn, you see how far it come,
What brought you to him in the beginning?
Jakes? Well, Jakes is a magical youth, Jakes is a man I always tell people the story that when he was growing up, he never used to have bus fare. So when he go on the bus, he used to sing. So as the bus driver see him say, yeah man, come on the bus now, because I'm entertain the whole bus. Him just have a some people born with a natural, just a natural, personal, humanitarian feel. That's what Jacob Miller was.
What a great story that he had that, he was such a vibrant, charismatic personality that the bus driver was like, oh, I'm happy to see Jacob. You come on, you entertain the bus, you ride for free. What would he sing on the bus?
And Jacob get him from Elvis Presley to Studio One to Student Prince, all opera singing him a sing, him just have that, anything that him hear, he can eliminate it back, him can duplicate it back. And him not fight for it, just flow with him,
What a great bus ride. Did your brother ride the bus too with him like that?
Well, yeah, him know the story to man.
Roger, he's telling me the great story of riding the bus with Jacob and how the bus driver would let him ride for free because he'd entertain everybody on the bus.
Yeah, man. Jacob's mom was a bus conductress. Whenever he went on the bus, he had to pay his mother. So Jacob, being up to his mother, he used to know all the bus drivers, everything. And P.S. singing. When Jacob come on, all the people them would love when him come on to the front of the bus. P.S. singing and joke. Jacob was a man who really loved life. Him really, really loved life.
How did, when you guys first came together in that period between 68 and 73, when Cat Core was still in the band, how did the band's sound change when those dudes spun off to go do Third World?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. Jacob brought a lot of spontaneity to the band. The music was not as structured, it was more free. It was more like how you hear it tonight. Because Scatter really bring a lot of Jacob to the band. So I would say that Cooper, Ibu Cooper, was very musical. It was good, but it was very musical and very structured. But Jacob was wild and free. Wild and free. Yeah, wicked roll up dub wise and run up and down and freedom to express your solos, and yeah, that's what Jacob really brought in.
Was the R&B thing something that you guys bonded on too? We were talking on the phone about the influence of the American sound.
Listen, influence of American sound is in every music genre in the world. Everyone. And that is what we grew up on. Even Bob, if you listen to Bob, things the same way, same R&B harmonies, especially the early Bob Marley sound. So we grew up on the Impressions, the Shy Lights, Eugene Record, Marvin Gaye, Ray Charles. That's what we grew up on. And reggae itself came out of that vibe. Because first of all, reggae come out of ska. Upbeat, and ska come out of boogie woogie bonga banga bonga banga. That was on the downbeat, and ska turn it round and bring it on the check tufta, and then it slow it down, check the whole feel. As the society changed, so did the feel of the music in Jamaica.
When your brother is talking about like this earliest period of music for when reggae was kind of starting after ska, if you were to try to put your finger on the people who you personally look to as some of the most important for making that happen, the most crucial reggae people in your opinion would be who?
Well, you have to understand, what Studio One used to do is when people used to work on the ship, they used to go and bring back the 78 records and 45, and then they would listen to them, and then singers like Alton Ellis, Ken Booth, all of them would eliminate and make their versions of these songs. So you have to credit people like Jackie Mittoo, people like Lloyd Brivett, that was in the studio at those times to flip those songs their way, People like Tommy McCook, who used to actually arrange the horn sections and change up different things, because most of those guys was jazz musicians.
So you're crediting the arrangers, the producers, the people in the studio a lot.
Those people was musicians, high-level musicians. Things became easy for them. So to play the reggae and the rock steady, that's how it comes. The studio quality of the recording wasn't that great, but the musicianship transcend the quality.
How much did you guys, when Rock the Boat came out and Cat had left the band, how much did your sound change when those guys moved on?
You have to understand, when we was playing music in Jamaica early days, we used to be like what you call a dance band. So what we used to do is play for different functions. So what it gave us is a training in music. We used to play Barry White, we play everybody tune. So we learn chords, we learn structure, we learn different things. It's not until we went to San Francisco to back up Toots and the Maytals, Dennis Brown. This guy took us there. He was actually a Jamaican guy living in San Francisco. And he hooked up with Bill Graham and put it on. Toots has a big song there called Funky Kingston, which was big. So when we fly from Jamaica to Miami, we know from Miami to New York. We don't know San Francisco. When you keep flying that way and we say, where this man going? Because we never know them place there. So when we land there, and we see crowd come in and people start rock to the music. And we said, damn, that's how this thing work. People like your own tune them. So what happens is that Club of the Shows never really make enough money to send everybody back home. So we got stuck. So we start playing Berkeley, different places in San Francisco. That's how we said, Jakes, let's make up a tune, man. And we start make up some tune, and the people them start clap the tune, and we say, wait, that's so them thing they run. So that's how when we went back to Jamaica after that, we start make up Tenement Yard, we start make up original tune. So the transition from Inner Circle to Third World was more from a dance band kind of thing. Because those are songs we used to play along, you understand me?
Yeah, totally. And I love there's two stories though. The other story that's fantastic is Bill Graham's role, sort of, and being able to have the, I guess, nurturing experience of what happened in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah, well, it shows the original music can work. We never know that. We really think so well and till you have a play a man tune. So that's how come we start right back with tune them and get Tenement Yard, Tired for Lick Weed. We start right up a tune them because we realize that the people them really respond to it, and it gave us the first #1 Tenement Yard. You know what I mean? Selling over 80,000 copies in Jamaica, which was a feat in itself,
Right, yeah, breakthrough, right, in Jamaica especially. Your brother had this great anecdote about how in San Francisco, the formative years for you guys there and the influence that it had, and he brought up a great name, and I'm just curious if you have stories, Bill Graham, and the impact of, and right now it's really a guy who probably is a historic figure for so many things he did, pioneering, putting funk and rock and jazz and blues. Do you remember any encounters or running into him during that period?
Well, the people who promoted the show more probably know the great Bill Graham, and we know whatever, but I never really personally met the man, but I know about who remember to me of those times was the man who came to me and said he is the originator and creator of LSD. A man named Owsley Beer Stanley. Yeah, we spent many a time with him. Yeah. Although we did not sample none of his products, but we spent a lot of time with him. He had mellowed, and he was telling me how many years he spent in federal prison. And he was even telling me how he made this. I said, damn, how you made that?